I feel fairly safe in saying that most of us, when we imagine ourselves in the Star Wars galaxy, tend to exaggerate what we would do. Maybe some of us want to become a pilot within the Rebel Alliance. Maybe we think we'd have the Force and make a choice between the light or the dark side. Others might want to become a bounty hunter or fierce Mandalorian warrior. But as much as I'd hate to burst that bubble, most of us would probably be stuck in a similar job that we're doing right now, just on some backwater planet instead of Earth. And instead of piloting a freighter or high-performance starfighter, we'd be making do with a common land speeder to make our errands. But while many may see this as a downgrade, I honestly wouldn't mind it. It would be a peaceful life, especially if I could get my hands on the controls of the most famous land speeder utilized by Luke Skywalker, the X-34 land speeder. Going back in time a little bit, the X-34 was first produced just before the Battle of Naboo by the Celestin Corporation's Suro Sub. Commonly, these kinds of speeders were used by settlers on backwater worlds, needing something to get them to and from town. Think of them like your average sedan or daily driver, compared to the rich boy air speeders of high-class Coruscantian origin. Measuring 3.4 meters long, the X-34 is by far one of the more famous models in the backwaters, costing 10,550 credits brand new, or 2,500 credits used, making it an extremely cheap but reliable vehicle. Using a sturdy twin-star repulsor lift drive unit, it could float up to a meter off the ground, but it had a typical cruising altitude of 10 centimeters. Using the 3 powerful engines mounted on the back, it could go up to a max speed of 250 kilometers an hour. So you wouldn't be setting any air or speed records in this thing, but that's not the point of it. The point of these vehicles is to get you where you need to go reliably and safely to make sure you're stocked up on all your blue milk. However, Suro Sub did create a variety of models, including both 2-seater and 4-seater variants, as well as a closed canopy model for those who don't want sand in their hair. However, despite the speeder's good reputation, it fell out of favor with the general public due to the introduction of the XP-38 Sports Land Speeder, a slimmer and faster version of the X-34, that proved to be very popular throughout the galaxy. In fact, some models were even used by the Galactic Empire as support vehicles in backwater posts. This caused the X-34's value to drop dramatically due to lack of demand, much to Skywalker's frustration.
Ever since the XP-38 came out, they just aren't in demand.
However, these speeders would commonly fall into the hands of criminal elements and rebel cells. And while the speeder was never designed for combat, this didn't stop the rebels from strapping a medium laser cannon to the front of it and using it as an assault platform. And overall, that's kind of it for the X-34. By far the most recognizable speeder in all of Star Wars. Just as iconic as the TIE Fighter, X-Wing, Imperial Star Destroyer, and even the Death Star. It's kind of crazy how a humble land speeder can stand alongside these vehicles and still be considered iconic. And even though it's not a powerful starship, if I had to choose a Star Wars vehicle to use in my day-to-day life, I think this one is a very strong contender. But that is all from me today. Like, comment, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. And until next time, this is Nerd Trooper, signing off.